If you could send one message to the whole world, what would you say?
Just be nice to people. That's all you gotta do.
Let me just make sure this is set up. Whoa, look at us. How do you feel seeing yourself there?
Weird.
Why do you feel weird?
I don't know. My heart's beating right now very fast doing this. And I just laugh sometimes when I'm nervous.
I want to tell you, you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
And it's really nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
What would you like to talk about?
I don't know.
I have an idea. Let's talk about the beauty of friendship.
Yes. Oh, yes.
What is your favorite thing about making a friend?
Just, oh God. Probably just having a friend and just having them hear me out and letting me talk, and also letting me hear them out also.
How are you feeling?
I'm a little nervous.
Are you ready for the interview?
Yeah.
What would you like the world to know about you?
That I have a chromosome disorder called Chromosome 18q minus proximal deletion.
What does that mean?
That I have a missing piece of the 18th chromosome.
What did you think when you learned that?
I used to think that it wasn't okay to have a disability, but then as I grew older, I accepted it, and now I love myself.
With a chromosome deletion, is the whole chromosome deleted or just a part of it?
Just part of it, like a little bit of it.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
What is it like to be 24?
It feels very weird. I don't know why. I feel like some people think I'm 18 and I'm young, and I'm like, no, I'm 24.
Do you have similar interests to other people who are 24 years old?
Yeah, I like music. I like making TikToks. I love making videos. I love hanging out with my friends and going to concerts.
Do you have a favorite musician?
Harry Styles.
When you're meeting a new friend, do you sometimes feel nervous?
A little bit, cause I don't know who they are, so I won't know if they're nice or mean or not accepting. So it's a little nerve-wracking. But then once I just go up to them and say hi, and they're nice, I just get very happy because I'm like, I have a friend who's nice.
Well, I think you're awesome. I'm happy we're friends now. Do you sometimes fear the judgment of others?
Yeah, I do, because I don't like people that are mean, and I don't like people judging me when they don't know me. So it kind of hurts me when people are judging me when they don't know me. I just wish everybody would just be friendly to me, and I could have friends with and without disabilities. I do have friends with disabilities, but I just wish I had friends all over, not just the disability community.
Do you have friends that are non-disabled?
Well, my sisters have friends like that, so I'm kind of friends with them because of my sisters, but I wish I had my own friends that didn't have disabilities. I wish that people were just nice all the time to people with disabilities, and I wish to have friends that also understand disabilities too.
What do people do that makes you think that they're judging you?
That they look at me weirdly and they don't want to talk to me.
What can people do to let you know that they want to be your friend?
Just say hi and just be kind to me. That's all you gotta do. I'll be nice to you if you be nice to me.
Hi, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's pretty easy.
Yeah. I love people and I'm very social. So just come say hi to me.
Do people not do that sometimes?
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just look at me and then they walk away and I'm like, come on, just say hi. Just be nice.
How do you feel when somebody says hi?
I love it because I love people. I love people and I love being social and I love when they say hi, so I get to talk to them.
How do you feel when somebody walks away?
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It makes me feel like upset because some people don't like me and that's okay, but sometimes they just look at me and walk away. I'm like, come on, just say hi.
It sounds like what bothers you specifically is when they stare
Yeah.
and don't say anything and walk away.
Yeah,
Why does that hurt?
because I'm just like, it's like you're looking at me weirdly, and I'm like, what are you looking at? Like, I'm just a person.
Tell me all about your mom.
My mom,
Boy. Oh no.
she's very accepting to me, and I don't know why it just sounded like that. And she loved me for who I am, and she always helped me around, like the house, and she drives me places, which is
All the time.
yeah. She's my chauffeur.
I am her private chauffeur. I am her chauffeur.
So are you more mom or more chauffeur?
Probably more chauffeur. Yes. You know, Sydney would love to drive, but she just can't. Because of her, I heard her saying because of her feet, but also her IQ. I don't think she would understand if someone was coming at you
Yeah.
to go to the right or the left. She understands red, green, and yellow. But other than that, I think it would be a little difficult for her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that statement?
I do. Yeah. I don't want to, crash into a car and then I go because of that. So no, I don't want to drive because of that.
Do you feel like your mind works differently than people who do not have a disability?
Oh yes. Everybody's mind thinks differently no matter what.
How does your mind work differently?
Just it takes time for me to think of things.
I feel bad, but there are things she cannot do.
What are some things that your sisters can do that you get frustrated that you can't?
Just
You like when they travel?
yeah, when they travel on their own. I can't do that. I mean, I did that for the first time in July for the Bed Buddy Leadership Conference, but I was
you're
with
a group,
people,
yeah.
with Bed Buddies, so I wasn't really alone, and I really want to do that one day and travel on my own because I love traveling. I want to go to California, London,
It's just a list.
Hawaii. I just wish I could live on my own one day, like they can.
Is it difficult seeing them go off and be independent when you're still learning things here at home?
Yeah, because I just wish I could live on my own, but I'm not ready yet, but I hope I will be ready in like 3 years.
What are some skills you're still learning?
Doing laundry, cooking for myself, also like cleaning and learning how to clean because I don't like cleaning, but I have to learn that.
What are some of the things you help Sydney with?
Picking out clothes sometimes. She's definitely gotten better about that. Socially, sometimes she's not understanding what someone's saying to her and she's taking offense to it and goes right back at the person. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
why don't you say it this way? I'll explain it to her why. And then she'll either listen to me or not. That's up to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've helped her with that. Clothes, some hygiene issues she has. We're working on that.
She also helped me with like social cues because I'm very bad with that. Kind of with like talking, like texting. Sometimes I get upset when something goes wrong, and then she helped me like talk to like my friends if there's a problem. Like sometimes with like texting, I kind of get upset, and I don't mean to. I just don't know when you're upset or if you're upset with me because you're ignoring me, and sometimes I don't like people ignoring me, so I get upset and then I text something really mean and then they get upset. So just don't ignore me and just please tell me if I'm doing something wrong. That's all it is.
Well, thank you for sharing that. It sounds like it can be difficult at times to kind of regulate your emotions when you feel like you're being ignored socially.
Yeah.
And I know texting can be difficult because you don't really know what somebody means. You can't hear their emotion. You don't know what are they called? The little emojis mean.
Yeah.
So sometimes face-to-face interaction is easier because you can see their smile
Yeah.
or you can actually see their emotions.
Yeah. It's hard sometimes. Yeah.
Do you prefer communicating in person because texting is just so confusing?
And FaceTime too. FaceTime is like, I love FaceTiming my friends. So it's just easier to see their emotions on FaceTime and in person, not texting. So, yeah.
Have you learned how to cope when you feel flustered from text messaging?
Yeah, I just listen to music. That's the only thing that gets me, like, very happy and more calm is music.
You know what I always say? Thank God for Harry Styles.
Yeah, thank God for Harry Styles.
What would we do without him?
Seriously.
We'd just be sitting here anxious all the time.
I love it.
What is your biggest hope for the future?
I hope to get married and have kids.
How many kids?
3.
Are you currently dating?
No. I used to have a boyfriend, but we're friends now, but no, I'm not dating right now.
You expressed your desire to date and have a family. What is it like for you when you see your sisters maybe doing that and it's been difficult for you?
Just, it makes me upset sometimes because they just get it so easy because they don't have a disability. And sometimes I wish I don't wish that I didn't have a disability, but when I was younger, I used to wish to not have a disability because of those kind of things, but now I'm like, I'll find my guy someday.
And I think it's okay to love and embrace the fact that you have a disability, but also be frustrated at some aspects of it, and that it can be challenging with some things.
Yeah.
And perhaps the world will get more inclusive because people like you are sharing their stories.
Yeah.
What's it like to date as a disabled person?
Sometimes they don't accept you for who you are. And that goes for like all people with disability too. Like I feel like some people that don't have disability can't accept people with a disability, so like it's kind of hard to find someone like that.
How often do you think about your future goals of wanting a family and children?
A lot, like every day.
Does Sydney express to you some of her desires, like wanting to get married and date?
Oh yeah. She doesn't hold anything back, Sid, as
No.
you could tell. We're very open with each other and what I expect from her and what I know she can't do or can do, but she doesn't think that. Like she wants to just go for everything. And like I said, I'll let her go until I think it's gonna hurt her or it's not appropriate.
What does your normal day look like these days?
On Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, I work at a cafe as the lead cashier.
Do you like doing that?
I love it a lot. It actually helped me learn how to count money more. And I used to like have a problem with counting money, and now I'm much better at it.
What do you do on the days you're not working?
I go to acting classes. I'm in a play called Wonka Jr., and I'm the number 1 Oompa Loompa.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it is. I love it a lot.
What is her genetic disorder and how does it impact her?
18q22, and she explains it's just a missing piece of a chromosome. I know nothing. I'm not a geneticist. I never knew anything about this. And we explained it to her 3rd grade class that Sid, you're all a puzzle, and Sydney's just missing a piece of it. And the kids were like scared. I'm like, all right, maybe we shouldn't explain it like that.
How old were you when you were diagnosed?
9 months old.
She just wasn't meeting milestones. And our doctor said to us, oh, you're comparing it to the first child you could. And I go, no. You know, as a mom, you know.
My parents told me, this is what they told me, when I was 9 months old, I was sick with a cold and I was blue on my face. And they rushed me to the hospital.
She did turn blue once in her crib, and we rushed her to the hospital. Then it happened again. And I said, I'm not taking her home till we figure this out. And then genetically, they figured out it was a chromosome disorder. So once we found that out, I think she told you, they told us she'd never walk, never talk, and we'd have to institutionalize her. And I go, how could you say this at 9 months? We don't know.
What are some obstacles you face?
Just, wait, sorry.
Would you like me to repeat the question?
Yeah.
What are some obstacles or challenges that you face?
That I couldn't walk or talk until I was 4.
Then we found a doctor in Texas who deals only with this, and we brought her there, and they couldn't believe it because most of the kids who have this are in feeding tubes.
And facial features.
Well, you had the same facial features. It was almost bizarre when they showed us a book. It looked like Sydney as a baby, almost like a Down syndrome, but not.
Now that there's 20-something more years of data, have they found that people with this genetic disorder can develop like Sydney, or is she still an outlier?
She's still an outlier. because we went to a conference, and I got very sad after the conference because I could see people are going to hope, but we know it's not going to be the same for them. These kids were in wheelchairs and feeding tubes, and you know, she was so inspirational to the parents, but my heart broke because I don't believe they'll be at her level. But then again, we never thought she'd graduate high school, never thought she'd be in a regular school. But I think in my heart had a lot to do with the twins because she emulated whatever they did. She did. We were not planning to have another baby. And when she was 9 months old, I was pregnant with twins.
They were oops.
Big oops. The best oops ever. I do call them oops 1 and 2. But it changed her world. And I think a lot of parents, when you have a child with a disability, you're done because you don't know if it's going to happen again. You don't know if it's fair to the other children. Like we always say, is it fair to Jordan, my older one? But we had to go through, and Jordan's like, I knew no other way. Like, she was 4. She loved her. She always took care of her.
I have 3 sisters. 2 of them are twins. And they're 18 months apart from me, so I'm older than them by 18 months. And I kind of started walking and talking by looking at them and growing up with them because of how far apart we are in age, kind of. And I looked up to them and I just started walking and talking and doing things like them.
Tell me about your dad.
My dad is very funny when he tries to be funny. And he's very caring to me also and helps me with things like Mom does too.
What do you want the world to know about Sydney?
Sydney is Sydney to me, right? As a parent, you just, you become used to and you see your children as you see them, not everybody else. So if you meet Sydney, she is completely outgoing. She's very, very warm. She's funny, actually. She really is. I don't have a position on how other people should see her. They make their own opinions.
If somebody wants to be your friend, what should they do?
Just say hi. I'm very social and I love people.
Do you remember when she was in 1st grade and they called us from the school?
Yeah, so we had all 4 children in the school at the same time. They were 5th, kindergarten, 1st, and the principal called and said, you have to do something with Sydney. We're like, well, what's the matter? She's hugging everyone down the hall. Everyone knows her and everybody wants a hug from her. I'm like, that should be your biggest problem in your school. I'm like, okay, I'll talk to her, but that should be one of your biggest problems in your school, that someone's hugging too much. They said everyone was stopping. Yeah, that was funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And you do it every day, even to people you've seen the day before. When I drop you off, I sit outside, you don't see me in the car, and I watch you. And you always hug the woman who's out there every day as if you hadn't seen her in 10 years.
Yeah.
But
I like hugging.
I know, but she had told me when I went in to pay the bill that you make everybody in the place happy.
Yeah.
So
that's what I try to do. I try to make everybody happy.
Very good
Yes,
thing.
you do. And you do. Most of the time.
I don't want Mom to hear this, but my mom sometimes makes me upset. Sorry, Mom.
What does she do that makes you upset?
When she tells me to do things sometimes. And we both get upset at the same time.
Well, that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Do you love her though?
I love her a lot, Mom. I love you.
Love you too, honey.
What do you love about your mom?
That she helps me and she drives me places because I can't drive and I don't want to drive. It's too dangerous for me. And she just helped me whenever I need it. What made you want to do interviews for people with disabilities?
I was actually a teacher for children who had disabilities.
Oh.
And I felt like the world wasn't going to be as inclusive for them as it could be.
That's how I feel sometimes too. Yeah.
So I started doing the interviews hoping that it could teach people how to be more inclusive and kind and accepting.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you. Do you agree that sometimes the world isn't as inclusive as it could be?
Yeah, I do. A lot. Because I feel like with people with wheelchairs don't get like ramps and stuff in like stores, and I feel like in the malls too there's no ramps for people with disabilities, like with wheelchairs, and I just feel like it's not accepting as it should be.
If you could send a message to children about people with disabilities, what would you tell them?
That they're different, but they're also the same as you, because they're an individual just with a disability, and you can be friends with whoever you want to be.
Is there anything left unsaid you would like to express?
That I love everybody, and I hope this video makes you realize that everybody is different, and I'm very, very friendly, and I love people, and I hope you get to know me better from this video.
You've done amazing in this interview. I hope you're proud of yourself.
I'm very proud of myself.